Well, it's the end of the 2021-2022 NBA season, and the Los Angeles Lakers
we thought they were.
And they're who we thought they were as soon as they hired this man on the screen. Look at him. Look at him. The most delusional superstar to ever enter the NBA. Russell James Brick Westbrook. You know? And yes, I know what you're thinking. But Phil, isn't he Mr. Triple Double? He's also Mr. Fucking Loser. He's also Mr. I don't play defense. He's also Mr. Blame everybody but myself instead of fixing very simple things so that I have a fucking winning team. So I can do things to be part of a winning team. This guy is a mystery to me because by all means he seems like an intelligent guy. But when it came to the game of basketball, he's given all the gifts to succeed. But the mental part of the game is something that he has so much trouble with. He doesn't seem to have a problem with having trouble with. So, with that said, I'm going to let him blither, and I'm going to comment when I see fit.
That's the answer I would say.
Russ, when you look back at the season, what stands out in your mind as things that just didn't work for this roster and why the team is where it is today?
I mean, obviously it wasn't a successful season by any means from top.
Got that right.
To bottom, but there. So
and I don't care what anyone says. Yes, LeBron James did not make his teammates better. Yes, Anthony Davis was fucking hurt all the time. But this dude had one job, is to fit in with two other superstars that are clearly better than him, who are clearly the number one and number two, and you are clearly the number three. Russell Westbrook, all you had to do this season for once in your fucking career was three things. Commit to defense, take smart shots, limit turnovers. That's all the fuck you had to do. These are all things you're capable of doing. No one expected you to make all those threes. We just wanted you not to take all those fucking threes. We just wanted you not to take all those fucking jumpers, because you can't fucking shoot. And you couldn't. You couldn't, man. You couldn't do it for one fucking season when you knew that all the goddamn marbles are on the line. Everyone was looking at you. Your family's getting harassed. Your family's getting harassed. You sitting there crying about it. And the play is on you, dude. It's all on you.
Different things that you can point to. I don't have a, say that these 5 things were wrong, but there are so many different things that happen that can change whether we win 5 more games here, 10 more games here and there. But just overall, not a successful season, from top to bottom.
You think? Everyone already knows that, Russ.
Hey, Russ.
Y'all ain't make the goddamn play in. You ain't make the play in. Fuck the playoffs, not the play in.
Just curious, for your own personal goals coming into the season, how would you just assess your play, how you felt like you fit in with the team?
He didn't make his first goals this season because he didn't get his little precious triple-double. And I bet you money he's more mad about that than he's mad about missing the playoffs.
Roster, from your own perspective.
Yeah, I mean, from my own perspective, I'm a big on putting a ton of pressure on myself coming into any situation. Just my play in general.
Really? Because there's a bunch of interview bites where you say that you don't really have any expectations and you don't put pressure on yourself. And at the end of the day, you have a great life.
Not my best season.
Who gives a fuck about basketball, right? That's what you said. And now you're saying that you put a ton of pressure on yourself. The narcissistic lying motherfucker.
Just going off of my own personal scale because that's the only thing I go off of, regardless of the season. I know that a lot of people outside of here and media, whatever that may be, have their own expectations of kind of how they see I'm supposed to play or what numbers I'm supposed to put up.
No, dude, we do not give a fuck. Yo, the media does not care about the numbers you put up. Only you care about that. That's why you're smiling when you say it. You always, every time you talk about your stats, you have this dumb little smile on your fucking face. He has this dumb little smile on his face every time he talks about his stats. When he tries to downplay like he doesn't play for stats, and he does.
But for me personally, I put myself on a very, very high scale. And yeah, I'm not happy with the way, the season kind of prevailed.
Why? Because you didn't get your triple double?
In that perspective, but felt better the way I ended. And, playing and getting a better rhythm of just me personally and kind of how I felt about my game.
Russ, when we spoke to Rob earlier about your future, he said the first piece is that you have some say in that with your player option. Just to be clear, do you anticipate picking up a $47 million player option this summer?
The grand question: to opt in for 47 mil, or to opt out for 47 mil? That is the question.
I'll make the decision. That's why it's called.
Understood.
Player option.
And then the second.
Yo, I'm sorry, but I'm just psychoanalyzing this dude along with his play. He loves these little wins that he gets. I wouldn't call it wins, but he loves getting these little banters he gets with every one of the media members. It's like he has to get some type of win. It doesn't matter how wrong he is. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what the real question is. It just matters how he's personally affected. You can't ever just step back and just fucking answer the question and just go through. He has to, win in exchange. He has to win every exchange. This dude's, I'm sorry, man. This dude is like, if there was a narcissistic rating in 2K, this dude would have 100. Like when Devin Hester had 100 speed when he was running back every kick. I'm telling you, man. In a league full of millionaires and narcissists that have been spoiled since they were kids, Russell Westbrook is number one. Nah, I take that back. LeBron James is number one, but Russell Westbrook is definitely number two.
The piece of that is, do you have? I know it's a long summer. And there's a lot of time to figure some things out. But do you have a first blush sense right now of what's best for you and whether that's here or looking elsewhere?
No, I don't. I haven't thought that far into anything. But
that's going to be interesting to see. Is he going to stay and deal with this shit from the Lakers? You know what I'm saying? Like being held accountable for his play? Or is he going to leave? That's an interesting question, and I can't wait to see what he does this offseason. Because I don't think, in Laker Nation, man, they are a world of believers and positive energy. Or evil energy. Either way, they ride energy. They don't usually deal with things in common sense. And that started from Dr. Buss. You know what I mean? Which is, in my opinion, it's a good magical thing. But it aids in the delusionary process of some of these NBA players that play for them. And you could see with the decisions that are being made, the fact that they actually thought that they were going to win with Russell Westbrook. You guys aren't Dr. Buss, man. Y'all ain't got that magic to pull it off. You know what I mean? You don't.
I just always lean on just continue doing the right thing. Like I always tell you guys, I lean big on my faith, and with that, I can never go wrong. I can always find wherever, if it's here. If it's,
your faith as a what kind of demonic faith are you part of, bro? Because I can't see how you're a Christian. I do not see how you're a Christian. Did y'all see him at Met Gala again? I'm not judging. Did y'all see him at the Met Gala? If you have not seen him at the Met Gala in 2022, look up Russell Westbrook's outfit for the Met Gala 2022. Is that a Christian man? I don't know. I ain't here to judge. I'm not religious. I'm just saying.
there, I kind of leave that out of it. My job is to make sure that I come to work, be professional, be a good person more than anything, continue doing that, and everything else to kind of play out.
Russ, you talk about the pressure you put on yourself. How much of a factor?
Again, We all heard the sound bites of him consistently saying, there's no pressure. I don't have expectations. At the end of the day, this is just basketball. My life is great outside of it.
And pressure was coming back to LA, playing for this franchise, and did that challenge you in unexpected ways?
That wasn't a part of any pressure for me. I was actually something more release of pressure, kind of made me too relaxed at times, to be completely honest. And just having, family and everybody close by. A lot of times when I was in other places, it was, I didn't have all my family, but I was real focused on, locked in on different things. And so there was no pressure, extra added pressure from there. I would probably say the only thing that was a problem or issue was with
the only thing that was a problem or issue is that you weren't getting that motherfucking triple double and you was getting your ass railed through the media. Honestly, I don't know how you didn't see this coming, bro. Only way you don't see this coming is if you are a complete, I'm sorry, I hate throwing this word around. I do. I really do. But it's what it is. It is what the situation is. If you're just a complete up your ass narcissist that does not care about anything else but yourself. You know what I mean? The lack of self-awareness that you have is daunting.
just the reception I got from people here and for any reason, whatever that may be.
The crowd would boo you, man. They would tell you not to shoot.
Burks trying to contain Malik Monk. Westbrook thought about it. Crowd kind of telling him no, and he missed it.
Whether it's the fans or whatever, wasn't so great, but that's not up to me to judge or any sort. Just kind of came to work, did my job.
Yeah, but it is in your control.
Try to find ways to be able to make myself a better player as the season prolonged.
Is that what you just mentioned there? Is that
You want to make yourself a better player by all means, and by all reports, because I followed this closely. You were not receptive to any of the coaching that they were giving you at all. And I'm pretty sure all Frank Vogel asked you to do is probably just commit to defense, limit turnovers, take smart shots. And you did none of that. You did none of that. Now, when you distribute the ball, I mean, let's give you an excuse, okay? Let's just say that you're just getting yourself used to the offense, or there's continuous moving of lineups. Defense is something that we all can see. Defense is something that a casual can watch and see and be like, oh, this guy's not trying. Bro, you give no effort on defense whatsoever. None. And that's really the worst part about this. That's the worst part about it. It's a big problem that I have with a lot of players, dude. When you give no effort on defense. None.
most disappointing thing?
You stand there and look like you want to get ready. Like, you stand there and look like you want to guard the perimeter. And you try to get a couple steals in there, but you give no effort on defense, bro.
Of this year for you?
No. It's disappointing, but not the most disappointing. No.
Russ, after the Dallas game, and obviously the game week 3 in like the middle of December, LeBron and AD were only on the court, I think, for 7 games.
Yeah.
Just wondered for you, when you were playing with LeBron, with AD, how much different is it? How much time did it have to spend with the coaches? Like, you're gonna have the ball this much now that LeBron's out, in or out. What was that adjustment period like? And what are the basketball things that are most important there?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, the things you mentioned, I wish would have happened, but those conversations never were had on of any sort to kind of.
Why do they need to have a fucking conversation that you don't get the ball as much because you're playing with LeBron James? What the fuck are you talking about? Why does there need to be a conversation about that? It's a given.
Figure out how we will play and kind of what was best.
Did you honestly think you were going to get the ball over LeBron James? Did you honestly think you were going to get the ball over Anthony Davis? Did you think that for 3 seconds? Why? There doesn't need to be a conversation. It's obvious. What you were supposed to do is play defense, Limit your fucking turnovers. Take smart shots. That's the only way you can make this team better, bro. And you did none of those things
when we were on the floor. So, you know, that's that.
Russ, when you, I think it was your introductory press conference, you said, I want to be a place where I'm wanted. I think you said that was like a big thing.
Yeah.
You were, because you were healthy, because you were the person that was probably most out front. Did you still feel wanted in this organization, or did you feel maybe scapegoated at times?
I would say this. I would say, so when I first got here,
you were kind of scapegoated. Like, listen, man, I'm hard on you because I just know what it is, and I know exactly what the problem with you specifically. But LeBron didn't make his teammates better at all. LeBron didn't make any of his teammates better at all, and it was clear as day that at some point during the season he just decided just to chase Kareem and say fuck the season. That was clear. Anthony Davis. Yo, I just read another article where he says there's nothing wrong with his training regimen. My nigga, you keep getting injured with soft tissue injuries, bro. Have you gotten a track coach to teach you how to land? Have you thought of that? You are now 30, bro. You have not played a full season since you entered the NBA. This is going to get worse for you, friend, if you don't do something different. There is something wrong with your training regimen. You are doing something that is allowing you to be injured. These are some injuries are unavoidable. The ones you have, my friend, are.
Here, and just being, you know, a person that, unfortunately, that people create narratives of me and who I am and what I do and what I believe in that are, you know, just not true. I'm always have to like prove myself again in the year after year after year, which is to me just unfair. There's really
it's not unfair, bro. You a fucking selfish player. You've never won shit. What are you talking about? Players that don't win shit have to try to win every fucking year. What are you talking about? Even players that do win have to prove themselves every year. This is fucking professional sports, my friend. You have to prove yourself year after year after year. You get paid millions of dollars to do so. You get paid to produce. What the fuck are we talking about? People in regular life, year after year after year, day after day after day, they have to prove their worth. They have to prove that they're valuable to the company that they work for. They have to prove that they're valuable to their family. Niggas that are married 20 years, their bitch will slip up and leave them if they start slipping, my nigga. If a bitch gets fat, a nigga will start cheating on his wife. Everyone has to prove something every day, my friend. That's life.
no reason I have to do that. So when I first got here,
I mean, what the fuck? What is this thing about Russell Westbrook? He keeps harping on the past. Like, he keeps saying this over and over again. Like, I've proven things in the past, so I have nothing to prove. What the fuck? That's irrelevant. What are you talking about? What NBA play? Who goes and be like, yo, I won an award like 3 years ago, so I ain't gotta do shit this year, nigga.
I just felt that I never was given a fair chance, just to be who I needed to be able to help this team.
Bro, the way I take that is that you said that you need the ball 24/7, and I'm just trying to understand how you think you're supposed to get the ball when you play with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and you know that. So what the fuck are you talking? Are you blaming the coach for not taking the ball out of LeBron James and putting it in your fuck ass hands? That you keep dropping? You keep airballing? And on top of that, yo, you play no defense. Like, it's just like, how is somebody turning the ball over and then don't play no fucking defense? It's like, yo, you turn the ball over and then you expect everybody else to just saddle up and catch up on your fuck up every time, because that's what happened. You weren't scoring. You turn the ball over all the goddamn time, and then you don't even get back on defense when you turn the goddamn ball over. So you just expect your other little mates to do it, just like you have at other teams. But you are not the number one guy this time, dude. You're number 3. You're number 3. And talent-wise, you're like number 5. Not talent-wise, but as far as being like an effective player, you're like number 5. Carmelo was more effective than you this year, bro. Carmelo.
To follow on that, when you said that, do you mean it like stylistically on the court? Is that what you're talking about?
From top to bottom, just every aspect. Because I don't, what I bring to an organization is not just basketball.
Sure.
It's not. I am well faceted in different aspects of my life, whether it's in a community.
What, you didn't get to design the jerseys for the Lakers? I mean, what are you talking about, bro? We understand that you have other shit going in your life, bro. But in this facet, we're talking about you as a basketball player. You are signed to the Lakers to play basketball games and help them win basketball games. You're not here to do anything else, man. You're not here to be a motherfucking GM. You're not here to deal with business. You're here for the Los Angeles Lakers capacity to play basketball games. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about from top to bottom. You weren't used, my nigga. And you didn't have a chance. Like the only way I could only way anybody could possibly interpret that, unless I'm not smart enough to see another picture, is that you're mad that you didn't get to have the ball more.
Whether it's leadership, whether it's different things of helping other teammates or people out, creating friendships, relationships, because I think that's the bigger goal.
Bro, you're a selfish player and your teammates know it. What fucking friendships are there to be made?
Because basketball is a short time of your life and you have an ability to be.
And the way that the NBA treated you, the way that other teams treated you, you obviously are not that well liked around the league, my friend. Niggas was carrying you the whole fucking season. It's not like just the media was doing it. Other players was carrying you this season. They took every turn they could to disrespect you. And honestly, you deserve it. You used to carry the shit out of other players when you were on top. So now you're getting it this time. And I don't think you know what to do about it. I don't think you know how to feel. I don't think you know how to act. That's why you're saying dumb shit out your mouth.
We create friendships, create relationships with people throughout that time. And when you have to try to prove to people or try to let people take this perception of who they think of me and kind of, what people may have said about me, it kind of takes you coming in like.
It's what you did, bro. It's what you do. It's the actions that you do.
Okay, well, good luck, type of thing. And I just never felt I had a fair chance on the basketball front, on any front.
This nigga Russell doesn't know how to act in this situation. That's why he's saying this dumb shit out of his mouth. Let me chill out on him for a minute.
Russ, in Phoenix, you told us that your plan would be that.
I mean, do y'all remember this?
But see, they keep double teaming and they move the ball and they've got open range.
Dort comes up short. Rebound Davis. Shot clock at 3 ahead of the game clock. Russell Westbrook loses it. Out of bounds, OKC.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
That's his feeling right now in this interview. And I feel like that's his feeling right now in every interview. That little thing on his face, and he just, just hitting his little face with that finger. Woo! What a nervous tick.
Ron, AD would be able to do this again with more time. You're telling us that you didn't feel like you were given a fair chance. Why would you even want to come back?
It's not my decision to determine who's here, who's not. I'm strictly basing. He asked me about my experience from start, and that's my answer.
Did it get better than all that?
As pertains to what?
Feeling like you were understood, you're being appreciated for everything you brought to the world.
I'm not asking for people to understand me.
That's literally what you're doing.
Or appreciate anything. I don't. I'm not. People not able to judge kind of my appreciation and then what I bring to organization. I'm just strictly stating from when I first got here.
You brought a lot of air balls, you brought a lot of turnovers, you brought a lot of selfishness with you that you took everywhere else with you, my nigga. That's why KD left you. That's why James Harden got tired of you. That's why the Wizards got rid of you. I want to see you one time throughout this interview, and it's not going to happen. I already know. And I ain't watched this interview before I made this video. He blames everybody else, talking about I didn't get a fair chance. Do you have one sentence where you take self-accountability, where you're like, I got to play better. I need to commit to defense. I need to take better shots. I need to limit my turnovers. Have those words ever came out of Russell Westbrook's mouth? Have those thoughts ever come to Russell Westbrook's head?
The ability to be able to do what I'm able to do for a team and the organization wasn't given a fair chance. And throughout the season, as you guys seen, and a lot of you guys not here, but maybe here may have wrote or put out, sources may say, or the famous source of all the different stories that came out about myself and what's between me and the staff, me and Frank, me and the fans is just so.
All right, you know what? I'm not gonna let you do this. I'm not gonna let you do this. You're saying there were no fake stories put out about you, dude. Stop. You're lying right now. You're lying right now. Because I know for a fact from one clip I seen from this fucking exit interview, you at some point are gonna blame Frank. You already said you didn't get a fair chance, which is really blaming Frank anyway. You're gonna blame Frank. So obviously the reports were right. The only reports that came out were that Frank and you had issues during filming sessions, and y'all had differences on how you can contribute to the team. Frank Vogel is a defensive coach. To be honest with you, Frank Vogel is a pretty good coach. I mean, I'm not going to say he's a great coach, but he's a very good coach. And I bet you money that any good coach, he's a good coach, but any good coach in this position that had you in that team would be like, Russ, we need you to play some defense. Russ, we need you to limit turnovers. Russ, we need you to take smarter shots. We need you to stop taking these threes. You can't fucking shoot threes. You are not a three-point shooter. You've never been a three-point shooter. And every year, you keep taking these fucking threes that you keep bricking. You keep making air balls. But you keep going. You're like Kobe with no talent. But the thing is, you do have talent. You choose to utilize your talent in the wrong fucking way because you're selfish.
So many made up stories that are not true. It's just always having to fight against that constantly. It's not, that's a part of not giving a fair chance. It's like.
So it's the media?
Okay, now I got to fight again.
So what does that to do with the organization then? If you're saying that the stories are fake, that's the media's fault. It's something that everyone has to deal with. It's nothing to do with the organization's fault. You said that you didn't have a fair chance around the organization from top to bottom the whole year round. So what the fuck are you talking about? You're not making any sense.
Against this made up story, I got to fight against this one. Now I got to fight against this.
What do you mean you fight against a story? The only way an NBA player can fight against a story is by playing better and minding his own business and not giving a fuck about it. That's the only way an NBA player can deal with it. What you going to do? You want to start your own goddamn newspaper and write other stories to combat it, nigga? What are you talking about?
This one, now I got to fight against this one when strictly what I've always been done and never had a problem with in any organization that I've ever been to. Is doing my job at a high level, coming to work, competing, being professional. And that's strictly what, I always try to do.
Can you give us an example of something you saw that was out there that you felt was made up?
Please do that. That's exact. Thank you. I'm not the only one with the same thought process listening to you. Name them.
No, I can't.
No?
The
Okay.
examples. I'm not,
Because there are no fucking examples, you idiot.
I don't want to get into details of what story, who wrote it, why.
Because there are none, nigga. You just welling.
It's pointless. It doesn't really matter because it's not true.
What you're saying is not true. You just tossing out excuses and blaming everybody but yourself, bro. Fellas, look at this. Don't fucking do this in your life. Don't do this. Only way you get better is by blaming yourself and taking responsibility. Trust me. Trust life. Blame yourself, take responsibility, become better. Don't do this shit. By what I see, this nigga's career is done. He's not looking at himself and saying, I need to get better. He's blaming everyone else. And unless an epiphany happens over the summer, from what I see right now, Russell Westbrook's done, and I'm calling it.
If it doesn't come from me, I'm a very straight up person, as you guys know. And I will stand on anything that
be straight up with yourself.
Actually happens that don't happen, but
being a straight up person being rude to interviewers does not mean you're a straight up person, my nigga.
Unfortunately, throughout the season, and especially this season, the ability to be able to constantly create stories about myself and things that I may have or people thought I may have been doing, it can
What the fuck are you talking about, bro? There are no stories that came out you like that, bro. Stop it.
jade people's perspective of me and like the outside fan or outside.
The only people that jaded perspective of you was you, bro, because people saw you for what the fuck you been this whole time, bro. The only reason you feeling weird about it because the media is not backing you up like they always did all these fucking years.
World of, oh, maybe he is the problem or maybe he is the bigger issue, when in actuality there's so many different issues going on internally that are actually really happening that for me is frustrating, especially throughout the season, that I have to keep fighting against all those made up narratives. That's not true.
I just have one more for you. Frank, a couple hours ago.
If I was the interviewer, I would have pressed him like, but you keep bringing it up, but you won't give any examples. Can you just give one example of a story that you had to battle throughout the year that jaded people's perspective of you? I would have just kept asking the same question. It's like, because you keep repeating the same answer. I'm just...
What was your experience playing for Frank this season?
What aspect?
How did you guys jive as player and coach? What did you think how do you think the job he did?
Yeah, I think it's unfortunate, to be honest, because I've never, and I was saying this, I never had an issue with any of my coaches before, as much as people.
Yeah, because all your coaches were not real coaches. I don't know what Scott Brooks' problem, but he sucks you off, and he said some dumb shit like he's like Russell Westbrook's the second best point guard in the history of the NBA. What the fuck are you talking about, Scott Brooks? What the fuck are you talking about? Mike D'Antoni got rid of you. He ain't want you. Mike D'Antoni's a smooth operator. He'll lie to you and say, yeah, man, until he gets you the fuck out of there.
I never had an issue with any coach, any players, any staff members, anybody actually.
You couldn't have any problems with any other players. Oh, James Harden wanted you gone. That's for damn sure. And you got gone. You never had any problems with other players, bro, because you were like the most famous person on the fucking team, most accomplished person on the team. Well, what the fuck are they going to say to you? They can't say anything to you. You're a $47 million man, bro.
We're keeping it honest. And from the moment I got here, and you guys don't know this, but it was actually Frank's and his wife's anniversary. And I actually sent him a bottle of champagne and stuff to his hotel room, which he know anything about, because it's a nice thing to do, nice gesture. I'm coming to the team. Congratulations to you guys. And that's just the type of person I am. I don't do it for anything.
How nice of you. Patting yourself on the back. All right. Well, since you can recognize the good things you do, why don't you go ahead and recognize the shitty things you do so you can become a little bit better?
Back in return, but that's just something that I felt was right thing to do. And I'm not sure what his issue was with me, or I'm not sure why, but
he had no issue with you. You took him as an issue because he actually tried to coach you like a real fucking coach and try to help you for real, because he saw how you were getting raped through the fucking media. And he was smart enough to come to you and be like, hey, bro, these are the things you're going to have to do to make the team better. And everyone will see that, and all this shit will stop, bro. He was trying to help you, my man. The Lakers brass all year were telling him to bench your ass. And he fought that shit. He was the only person in your corner. And here's a moment where you got asked a question where you could have been honest with yourself and said, hey, man, this was my fault. And even you turned and shitted on Frank Vogel just now because you can't say anything bad about yourself or be honest with yourself.
I can't.
The man was the only man in your corner, and everybody that watched this NBA season in the Lakers knows it.
Really give you an answer why things we never really connected. Maybe
he didn't want to bench you because he knew that you would get fucking mad and do shit like this.
That's something that he has to answer, but I never, from the get-go was feeling like I was having to try to prove myself to him and my capabilities and what I've been able to do for this game. And it's unfortunate, but it's really not kind of out of my hands.
Yohan.
That was my question.
We'll take Andy Kamenetsky and then on Zoom, and then we'll take Melissa on Zoom.
Hey, Russ, you talked a lot over the course of this season about adjustments that were asked of you on the court, different roles, stuff like that. You were also talking about the difficulties at times that you had with Frank just now. In terms of what was being asked of you, how much did you feel like that you truly embraced those changes as opposed to just looking to do them? Because there's a difference.
Exactly. And you didn't do either. You didn't embrace them and you didn't do them.
I embrace every change. Like,
let's look at his face when he answers that question.
How much did you feel like that you truly embraced those changes as opposed to just looking to do them? Because there's a difference.
I embrace every change. Like, there wasn't a time.
Stop lying. Stop looking up the line, bro.
Where I was like, oh, I'm not doing this. Like, there was conversations where.
Yeah, you just didn't do it. You didn't just be like, I'm not doing this. I don't even think when they ask you to do those things, or, you know, just as a professional NBA player, you should just know to do those things without somebody really having to tell you. I don't think it registered to you even do those things, bro. I think you were concentrated on your triple doubles and concentrated on making yourself look good, and it backfired. What did Chronicles of Judah say? That's another YouTuber. Look for him. What did he say? Life is autocorrect, and that's what life did to you, my friend. That's what life did.
I may have felt like what I bring to this team, and my abilities to be able to help the team win, may not been in the cards of kind of how that, you know, the coaching staff wanted to play, but there was.
Yes, because it doesn't, because the way you play don't fucking win games, my nigga. The fuck? Duh.
An incident where I was never like, oh, I'm not doing this, or I would not do. Like,
yeah, you just didn't do it. I don't think it registered in your head to be like, I'm not doing this. I just think you just concentrated on what you were going to do.
Coming with open arms, I got no reason to. I knew coming here, I would have to make the bigger sacrifice of anywhere. Like, and if anybody ever, like, if you think about any situation I've been in, I've had to.
They've had to kick you out because you weren't a winning player, except for Oklahoma, and that's because you were the only thing that Oklahoma fucking had.
Make the sacrifice, whether it was in D.C., whether it was in Houston, whether it was in Oklahoma City.
They both sent you out. They sent you on your way, man.
It didn't matter. In actuality, I've always been able to take a sacrifice, and to me, it's weird because I always get questioned like, "Is he really taking the sacrifice?" It's like, yeah.
No, you're not taking a sacrifice, bro. You just said earlier in this interview that you don't know what Frank Vogel's problem with you was. Only problem that he could, like, what could he have done for you, my nigga? What could he have done for you other than put the ball in your hands more? And there's no way you're getting the ball in your hands over LeBron James and Anthony Davis, bro. And it's not happening. It's the only legit problem that you could have. It's the only thing that could be fixed on his part. Everything else is in your control, my friend.
Yes, I'm doing everything that I can, and everything that's asked of me at the time. Whether
play defense. Did you play defense? No, you didn't. Do you take smart shots? No, you didn't. How many turnovers did you get? You were leading turnovers again, and you weren't even a primary ball handler. The fuck?
Or not? Let me finish. Whether I like it or not, but I think it's important to understand that. When watching the game and understanding what I bring to the table, and if I'm in position to be able to be successful, that's really not up to me. I just do what I'm asked, and if it works, it doesn't work, and I can take what comes with it.
Just as a quick follow, how do you personally define sacrifice?
Oh, I love the order of these questions, man. Yo, the reporters are hip, man. They ain't fucking stupid, and I love it.
Doing what is best for the overall, as it pertains to basketball, doing whatever is best for the team. And I feel like
the reporters are hip, man. What did you do that was considered a sacrifice, bro? You didn't do shit. Only thing you did is what you usually did, bro. And since you're older and less athletic, that shit was ass, bro. Like, consistently throughout the year, people are like, yo, Russell should play defense because he's so athletic. Here's the thing, just because somebody's athletic doesn't mean they're willing to play defense, bro. Like, he has the ability to play amazing defense. He just doesn't. Like, he does James Harden defense. Like, he just lets people go past, my nigga. The only thing he does a little bit more than James Harden is he'll act like he's guarding the perimeter so he can possibly act like he's about to get a steal or look like he's about to get a steal. But it's not what he's doing. He's really trying to position himself to get a rebound.
I'm a player that's always done that, and I will continue to do that regardless of whatever situation I'm in. If I'm asked to do something, regardless of if I like it or not, this is a job and being professional, and I'll do it to the best of my ability.
Thanks.
Hey, Russ, when you said you never really got a chance this season, if you choose to come back next season, what would you like to see change?
Obviously, it's going to be a lot of different changes based on who the coach is and how our style of play and what we play like. So that question is kind of up in the air. But once that decision is made, then we kind of go from there.
Yeah, Russ.
Man, it's going to be really, really interesting to see how they get to coach this team. You know, and I was really disappointed, but it's like I said, it's the Lakers, and the Lakers believe in magic. You know, not just Magic Johnson, but the Lakers definitely believe in magic energy, and whether that's good or bad energy, they believe in right energy, and they've been successful. You know what I mean? But you also need a competent staff and competent and superstar players, winning players to get that done. You know, the Lakers have had some magical rides, some magical dynasties in the past because of this, and I think that trickled down from Jerry Buss. I'm a personal believer in riding good energy out. Now the Lakers throw some you energy out, you know, when they were winning with Kobe, you know, but that's a topic for another day. But they believe in riding energy along with being competent and all that stuff. But I'm a firm believer that the Lakers and their mafia believes in some magic shit happening to win. For sure. And maybe I'm being a little bit affected by the winning time thing, but by all means, by the moves that they had, by the way they've came to success in the past, I believe that's just true. I absolutely believe that's just true. The problem is, excuse me, is y'all chose the wrong leaders. LeBron James is not that guy. I'm sorry. They make decisions to bring you to the promised land. You know what I mean? Sorry. Anthony Davis is not that guy. These are all players that are missing some fucking intangibles. And LeBron's just old. But all the players you signed have missing intangibles for winning. Like Magic and Kareem and the people they had around them, all those people had winning intangibles. They were winning players. Along with a little luck, they won a lot. Shaq and Kobe and the players that they had around them, Derek Fisher, Rick Fox, Robert Horry, those rosters were full of winning intangibles. I think they got fooled by that bubble championship. You know, and some of that magic energy wore off. You know, a bubble championship, a hampered NBA competition, and they won themselves a bubble championship. But what they've gotten the last 2 years is exactly what I thought they would get. Exactly what they should have got. Because the players that you chose to ride out and put their faith in are not people with winning intangibles. Look at this man, bro. We know what the problem is. If you're a real NBA fan, and if you're watching this goddamn video, you're an NBA fan. You know what the issue is with this man. If you watch basketball, you know. And the sole fact that he has not once said to himself or said publicly, and you know he hasn't said it to himself because he hasn't done this very simple change that he can do to make people stop this shit. Where people like me don't have to make videos like this. It's blame yourself and be a man. These NBA players are so fucking talented, man. A lot of them really just ride the talent that they were God-given with. Very few of them really work and deep down change stuff and work on their weaknesses. Very few. And the ones that do end up winning and becoming championships or having great success. Russell Westbrook's not one of them, my friends. He was Allen Iverson 2.0. One of the most athletic people. He would have been good in any sport he tried. In any sport he tried, he would have been good. But the intangibles, his head is not right. Not right.
To zero in on this a little bit, you said that LeBron and AD were very clear with that Westbrook was. Like, we heard that a lot.
Yeah, but that wasn't true.
That's what I was going to say. Did you ever, I mean,
So let's be honest.
Yeah, did you ever feel like, and I guess, and how much of that is just sort of the nature of when you put 3 All-NBA players together? How much of it is fit and challenge from that? How much of it do you think was maybe something else, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, it's a combination of where we are on the floor, positioning, fit and challenge, trial and error, being able to play with on the floor with each other, finding ways to be able to utilize us to the best of our ability. And it's that simple. I just,
Do you ever feel like yourself this season on the court?
Well, very rarely. Not like, there were times in spurts, but I was just trying to find my way, honestly, just trying to do whatever it is that was asking me.
No, you didn't. No, you did not. You did not do what was asked of you, bro. You did not embrace what was asked for you. Did anybody see Russell Westbrook embrace playing defense this year? Did anybody see Russell Westbrook? There were a couple games where Westbrook limited his turnovers. I'm going to say that. That is true. There were a couple games where I saw Russell Westbrook was definitely trying to limit the turnovers. He never committed to defense. Not once. Not once. And to be honest with you, thinking about if he did it from the beginning, they would have had a better team. But the whole team, in my opinion, didn't really commit to defense. But Russell Westbrook hadn't done that for his whole fucking career. And you think he's in his 30s now, he's going to start? I don't think so. I don't think so, man. Some people wise up as they get older. Or some people become very complacent that it's impossible for them to fucking change. And that's Mr. Russell Westbrook.
It was best for the team or whatever. I just do what that was asked of me, and that's it. I never,
No, I take that back. Did you take smart shots? No, you did not, bro. Over and over again, you keep taking these threes that I don't even think but you can't shoot. And everyone knows it. Like, the hint should have got through your head where defenders leave you alone. But the hint should have smashed you in the fucking head where the audience and the fans are yelling, "Don't shoot," when you get the ball.
Sometimes I may not agree with it, but
your stats so goddamn much because you play for them. Your percentage. That don't tell you can't fucking shoot. Do you work on your shooting?
Kept to myself and did what I could for the team, regardless of
I mean, dude, literally this year. I'm sorry to keep cutting off, but God, this dude drove me crazy this year, and I'm letting it all out. Man, listen, how many times did we see Russell Westbrook throw a pass or air ball, and it's just like, it looked like this nigga hasn't been in the gym for months, and he's just starting the first game of the season. He shot the ball like a football player. Like when you're in high school and you play both football and basketball, and you're lifting weights from football, and you just play a short little basketball game, and your shot's all fucked up because you've been lifting for football or playing a different sport, and your shot is just going over the shit because you can't regulate your strength yet. That's what he's shooting like. He's shooting like he just got done lifting weights for football, bro. He's shooting like he hasn't been to the gym for months.
The part is losing, like making a big sacrifice and trying to find ways to play differently and do different things.
He played like he was a little rusty from not playing basketball for a couple months, but he played almost every goddamn game this season.
And I'm in a position they were still losing. To me, didn't make much sense, but I couldn't do nothing about that, and and I don't want to get it like I own my own personal performances, like trying to figure it out. Yes, I didn't perform the way I wanted to, like I mentioned before, but I'm the only one that can scale that because of the way I know I'm supposed to be able to perform and the things I know I'm able to do just for a team, and not being able to do so is frustrating.
Rasan Haylock on Zoom.
Hey, Russ. Talking about, you being the one that can grade your performance. How do you grade it when, as you mentioned, your role was sort of fluid. It was sort of always evolving. So what steps, what processes do you take to,
His role was always fluid and evolving. Sorry. His role was always fluid and evolving because he wouldn't just take the fucking role that would win the team games. And I hate to repeat myself, but it is what it is. Russell Westbrook, you had 3 things to do this season. Play defense, take smarter shots, limit the turnovers. You're not getting the ball as much because you play with LeBron James, one of the best players ever played in the game. Definitely not the GOAT. Definitely not the GOAT. But one of the best players ever played this goddamn game. And as somebody with one of the lowest basketball IQs on the game and on the team, all you had to do is just use your athleticism to play good defense. Learn from one of the best and highest basketball IQs in the game from LeBron James and learn how to take smarter shots that you couldn't do it for years that you've been in the league. And limit the fucking turnovers. The only thing I can literally say that you did try to do, and only sometimes, was limit the turnovers. I can honestly say that Russell Westbrook made a very conscious decision to take care of the ball at many points throughout the season. I'll give him credit for that. And he did give us one highlight. I can't remember. It was that one. I'll show the clip.
Ball, Utah now. Their bench is just 2 out of 12 from beyond the arc. Russ! Throw it down! Throw it down, Russ! Down the middle he goes!
And then he gets a technical for taunting. But, I mean, he looked back
But the dude's like, Russ! Russ! I mean, he dunked on that dude. That shit was exciting. And since you're a little bit older, man, and you don't bring those exciting moments like that anymore, this is what we got for you, bro. This is life for you right now. And until you be honest with yourself, my nigga, it ain't gonna get no better, my man. At least in the NBA, bro. By all means, your life, you have a great life. You probably have a great family. You have great children. But we're just talking about the basketball sense. We're just talking about straight basketball.
really be able to evaluate yourself?
Yeah, I mean, it's different, man. You know, it's like, it's a skill that I knew that I would have to kind of figure out. Like, yes, I would not have the ball in my hands a lot less. I'll be in different positions on the floor, and that's a part of the sacrifice. So that will obviously accumulate to numbers being a little differently, and not averaging as many points or not averaging many assists. So that's what I mean by being able to scale and understand my performance and kind of where I see or where I could have done different things better. And obviously I could have had a better season, but based on the positions and how we played and where I was at on the floor, wasn't really able to do some of the things that I was able to do. Like even last year, like obviously I'm coming off averaging a triple-double. So anything less than that would not be a...
Bro, stop bringing up that fucking triple-double, man. We don't give a fuck. No one expected you to average a triple-double, bro. Only you. That's why you keep bringing it up, man. Bro, this nigga's a crackhead for triple-doubles. Look at that face. Look at that face. As soon as she starts talking about triple-doubles, she starts getting all happy. Look at that. He is a crackhead for triple-doubles. And you know what? I think maybe he just hasn't caught up to how the media views him. Because I think when he says words like what I bring to a team, I think he still thinks that the media is still in his he still thinks that the media is still helping him lie to fans, and that the narrative is that he does so many things for a basketball team because he averages triple doubles. Bro, that narrative was smashed 2 years ago, man. Like, people were writing articles about how your triple doubles have been empty for a while, bro.
A good season for me, in my eyes.
Like, you have a triple doubles, bro. I think you have like what, some of the lowest offensive win shares in the league year after year. I mean, dude.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why the scale of how
you killed the triple double is what it is. Mr. Triple Double, like, you literally killed the importance of a triple double because people now see that triple doubles ain't shit to winning. I mean, they can be if you get them the right way. They can be, but you can also position yourself and force yourself and play a certain way for stats and to get triple doubles, which is what you did, bro.
Comes from is a little different.
Yeah. Chris, I think you acknowledged when you were introduced here that you, LeBron, and AD had conversations about potentially getting together. Do you think that anything you guys envisioned or discussed in those initial conversations either just couldn't come true or just didn't hold up in particular or anything?
Yeah, I'm not, I won't get too much into that. Like we talked throughout the season and try to figure things out, but
Man, I don't know about Anthony Davis because he's a little follower ass dude, but I know for a fact LeBron James probably doesn't respect you as a basketball player after this year. You know what I'm saying? I know that LeBron James was smart enough to know what you were, but I'm pretty sure he thought that you would use athleticism to try to win basketball games, and he was wrong. He was wrong. Just like KD was wrong about Kyrie. By all means, they may get along, they may still be friends, but when it comes to the game of basketball, the man was wrong about his friend.
A lot of things.
And LeBron James, as cool as he and Russ might be, bro, LeBron was wrong about how Russell was going to approach the game of basketball if they were on the same team. Russell Westbrook did not do the things that would help the team win at all. Did not try. Only thing I can say he tried again was limit turnovers, but other than that, he took selfish shots to try to amp. And the only way you take bad shots like that is so you can get those stats.
We're just not out of my head.
Every time he brings up triple doubles, he always, and he's done this since Oklahoma, man, he always acts like it's not something that he's trying to get or something that the media talks about. And he always says it with a dumb little smile, man. That's how you know it's fucking insincere.
Hands out of their hands and kind of just, we kind of just went with what we had, played the cards you dealt.
They have a follow-up. Bill has a follow-up when we're done.
Russ, I think you and LeBron at different times this year both described your relationship as bigger than basketball. I'm just curious, with the basketball not going the way either you guys would have envisioned, how did that push or challenge or maybe even strengthen that overall relationship you guys have?
What you mean?
Well, I think both of you have the perspective of very unique journeys to get to where you are and being to the figureheads of the NBA, to the top 75 of all time. There's a connection there that can never be rattled, I would imagine. Mm-hmm. Something you both spoke to. The challenge of the actual basketball teammates. How did that affect?
Yeah, I mean, it didn't affect it like off the floor and trying to figure out on the floor. It didn't affect, I think, the obviously the ultimate part of it is that we both know that the season didn't go the way we wanted it to, at least from my perspective. I know Brian as well, but
LeBron don't respect you as a basketball player anymore. He does not. I know for a fact he doesn't. Carmelo already dealt with your shit in Oklahoma. That's why he's already said little comments like, yeah, Russell steals rebounds. You don't say shit like that unless you already know it's true. That's not a joke. There's the truth in every joke. So Carmelo's already used to his shit. Carmelo's just happy that he's still in the NBA.
It didn't affect any aspect for me. My job is to try to make the game easier for him, and I was trying to do that when I had abilities to be able to do so.
You didn't make the game easier for him, bro. You thought you were going to get the ball just as much as he did, apparently.
And then after that, off the floor, we still stay tight, and that won't change.
Last question, follow-up, Bill.
Russ, you've been obviously in the league for a long time, so maybe some of the childlike wonder has sort of worn off, but I think it's fair to say that playing for the Lakers was a childhood dream of yours. No, that's not true?
No, I didn't even dream of playing in the NBA.
Okay.
So I'm strictly blessed to just be sitting here and sitting in this position 15, by going to my 15th season.
Absolutely. You're right about that, brother.
And I never dreamt of playing the NBA, even playing for the Lakers. To do so, it's an unbelievable blessing. It's a great thing being from here, but never was something I imagined myself doing when I was growing up.
Okay, well, that answers that. Thanks.
Thank you.
And again, all these criticism I land against this man, strictly basketball. By all means, outside the game of basketball, Russell Westbrook's a great person, an intelligent person, great family, beautiful family. I'm happy that at the end of the day, this brother is thriving in life. But when it comes to basketball, man, you're a fucking loser, man. You're not a loser, man, but damn, dude, it's so frustrating when somebody with so much gifts can't do simple things, man, because he's selfish. It's annoying. It's fucking annoying.
John,
It's true. I'm honest. I'm gonna be. If anybody, I didn't.
All right, well, I guess that's the end of Russell Westbrook's full extra interview. And that's really my psychoanalysis and take on what the fuck went wrong with Russell Westbrook and the Lakers this season. I mean, goddamn, dude. This one was so easy, man. You really could have fixed this. This was not hard. This one was not hard. I'm not gonna say that they would have won the championship because of you, but I'm of the thought that Russell Westbrook had a much more impact than other people like to give credit for. A lot of people are trying to brand LeBron James. And yeah, he had a role in it, but I believe once LeBron saw that this nigga was not going to be able to change and this is what he had to deal with, I believe that's when LeBron tanked it in and said, all right, I'm just going to get this Kareem and go about my business, bro. I'm out of here in 2 years anyway. Straight up. Well, that's all for that, guys. If you liked the video, leave a like, leave a comment, tell me how you feel about shit. And please fucking subscribe so you can hear me talking some more shit. Juifer out.